Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is a fun movie. Not a very good one, though. Let me explain. Before I start the review, I want to make something very clear. I'm not a Rescue Rangers fanboy. I'm not saying I hate the show or anything. I found the show to be entertaining for what it is. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I was more of a Darkwing Duck kid, to be honest. So this review will come from a newcomer's perspective to the Rescue Rangers franchise. And to be honest, after watching the film, I found it to be fun. Not great, but fun. Let me just clarify something. Just because a movie is fun doesn't make it good. This movie has several problems, and while those can't be excused, I can't deny that I had a fun time watching. The script has some fun concepts and clever commentary on the film industry and bootlegging, and the film takes every chance it has to mock them. The animation is phenomenal, with all the styles from 2D to 3D to claymation, puppetry, etc. are all executed properly. And the choreography with the live-action actors works, even if it's not as good as Who Framed Roger Rabbit. All the actors do the best with the material they're given, like John Mulaney, Andy Samberg, Seth Rogen, Kiki Lane, J.K. Simmons, etc. And the cameos here surprisingly work. Unlike Space Jam 2, Ready Player One, or that Simpsons Plusiversary short, the cameos here don't feel like a giant advertisement. It really feels like the filmmakers gave the time for the film to be a tribute to all of animation, not just Disney. With one of my favorite cameos being Ugly Sonic. His scenes weirdly gave me closure to the whole Sonic redesign debacle, and I'm honestly craving more content with him. That is a sentence I did not expect to say. Ever. And in my opinion, most of the humor is laugh-out-loud comedy gold. There are so many visual gags and moments that are borderline hilarious that I think I missed most of them on my first viewing. Okay, with all the positives out of the way, now it's time to talk about my problems with the movie. And although they are few, they are big ones. First problem, the pacing. Every scene in this film feels like it's going a million miles a minute, and while that works for the fast-paced action scenes, it certainly doesn't work for anything outside of them. Because of the fast pace, we barely get enough time to slow down and establish the characters or their relationships. And that's especially the case for Chip and Dale. The movie barely gives us time to establish their relationship and their fallout that doesn't give the audience any incentive to care for them. And when there's a scene between them that's supposed to be emotional, it just comes off as forced and cheesy. No pun intended. Like, there's this scene where Dale sacrifices himself for Chip, and it's so overly corny that it's honestly laughable. Not as corny as Bugs Bunny's sacrifice in Space Jam 2, but still laughably bad, because the movie barely gives us time to even care for them. Second problem, the cel-shaded animation. It is noticeably inconsistent. One moment, it can be as smooth as butter. Other moments, though, can either have a really low frame rate or look off-putting. Especially with Zipper and bootleg Monterey Jack. Those two will haunt my nightmares. And the third, and in my opinion, the biggest problem, it's overindulgence in its meta-commentary. While the meta-commentary can be fun, I feel like the film overindulged in it, to the point where it neglects making a decent script. Think about it. The film spends more time making fun of the bootleg market than developing Chip and Dale's relationship. It spends more time making fun of the Uncanny Valley and Sonic's human teeth than actually making Captain Putty a decent twist villain. It spends more time mocking reboots than giving Chip and Dale's human friend Ellie an actual personality.
And so on and so forth.
This is really a shame, since like I said earlier, the script has some fun concepts. and with the proper execution, could have made this movie great. But as it is right now, it could have been a lot better. Not bad by any means, but certainly a waste of potential. Some people are saying that this is the next Roger Rabbit, and in my opinion, I think that claim is over-exaggerated. I don't think any movie could live up to the legacy that Roger Rabbit set. So, Chip and Dale gets a solid 6.5 out of 10. And check it out if you're interested. But if you're asking for my recommendations, I'd suggest watching Roger Rabbit again. That film is what Rescue Rangers is, but better in every single way. Oh, and there's also that new Make Your Mark special. It's bad. From a rushed story, generic characters, lots of filler, weak comedy, and a pathetic antagonist, this honestly makes me worried for the future of G5. Especially since the movie that came before it, A New Generation, gave us a promising start that could hopefully lead us to a TV show with the same quality. We did not get that. The only thing I like about this special is Zip. She was the only one in the entire cast that felt like an actual character instead of a generic archetype. I might make a more longer, in-depth review of this later down the line, but for now, this honestly gets a 3 out of 10. And I am scared for what the rest of Make Your Mark holds. I'm honestly tired of seeing mediocre messes this year. The last good movie I saw was The Bad Guys, and that was 2 months ago. When are we ever going to get quality content again?
The probability of survival with an inexperienced crew is 38.2%.
Seems a bit low.
Mission failure imminent in